So you might have noticed a distinct lack of videos uploaded this weekend. Um, there will not be a forfeit for that because I have a very good reason. I got arrested. Now I'm not going to talk very much about that because I will be talking to my solicitor much more first. Um, there was a far-right demonstration in my city, and there was a counter-protest, which is pretty much all I'll say. Um, I never expected to say those three words on this channel or at all. Um, so, in lieu of talking about my experience, which I would love to do, but I think is probably not the best idea, I'm going to talk instead about the 5 key messages from the Green and Black Cross, an organization that, amongst other things, offers education for what to do if you do get arrested at a protest, um, and the process of going through police custody. All of these things are for the UK. Don't speak for outside the UK. I'll be honest, I think they might just be England and Wales too. Um, so please take, not with a grain of salt, but please understand that this might not apply in your jurisdiction. Also, not a lawyer, not legal advice. These are just the 5 key messages that I've been taught and which were very useful to know. So I think it's a good idea for everyone to know them. Um, I never thought I would ever need them. So if you think I'm never going to need these, still probably a useful one to know. Number 1, no comment, officer. You don't have to answer anything the police ask you. You are fully entitled to say no comment, officer, and more often than not, it's a very good idea to. Definitely at least until you've spoken to a solicitor. No comment, officer. Number 2, no personal details. Under no stop and search powers, with a little asterisk, I think there's a couple of situations. It's like if you're the driver of a vehicle or in an airport, but go check out the Green and Black website, the Green and Black Cross website. Link is in the doobly-doo. But use this as a jumping off point, not as a total resource, please. But you don't have to provide your personal details, so usually a good idea not to. In fact, just don't give them. The cops don't need to know your personal details. Don't share them with them. In fact, you're even entitled to do things like if they search your wallet, to cover up any identifying information on things like driver's licenses. That is always a good idea. No personal details. Number 3, no caution. It's reasonably common that you might be let out of a police station with the words like, we'll let you go with a caution. A caution is not just, oh, you don't do that again. It is a legal process, and more than anything, it is a legal admission of guilt, which you shouldn't admit to unless your solicitor has advised you to. So, no caution. If they offer you a caution, probably means that that's the worst they can offer you. So talk to your solicitor, but don't just accept a caution because it's offered to you. It doesn't do you any benefits in the long run. Um, Number 4, no duty solicitor. So I mentioned talking to a solicitor. If you're watching this from outside the UK, a solicitor, like attorney, lawyer, we call them solicitors here. They are the people who give you legal advice. You're entitled to free legal advice. And there will be a solicitor that works at the police station or that's at the police station. That is the duty solicitor. They're not the one you want to talk to. Obviously, nothing they tell you will be wrong, but they're more aligned with the cops than with you. Especially if you've been arrested at a protest, there are protest lawyers out there, and there are protest lawyers that will give you free legal advice at the police station. The best way to find out one is to look for a bust card at the protest you're attending. Most protests will hand out bus cards, especially if there's a chance of anyone getting arrested. And that'll have a number on it. I'm not going to give out any advice on this one. I just called the number on my bus card. And they got me a really fantastic solicitor at the station who was incredibly helpful and incredibly nice. No duty solicitor. And number 5 is under what power? If the cops ask you to do anything, it's a really good idea to ask them under what power. If you ask them under what power, they do need to tell you which of their powers they're invoking. Now, there is a chance that you do have to follow what they've said or be at risk of, further charges. But they do need to be able to tell you what power they're invoking to get you to do a thing. And it's not uncommon, unfortunately, for police to ask you to do something that they don't have the power to enforce, in the hopes that you'll just do it anyway, because that's liable to that will likely cause them no problems. Or to not know what they can and can't do, in which case it's a good idea to make sure that they're being held to account. Under what power? So those 5 again are no comment officer, no personal details, no caution, no duty solicitor, and under what power. Like I said, I never thought I'd have to use these, but when it came to it, it was really, really, really useful to have those in my head. So I do recommend checking out the website that I put in the description, knowing your rights, because when you need your rights, you don't get a chance to look them up. So they're a really useful thing to know in advance. Besides that, I'm doing good. So honestly, the last 48 hours have been some of the weirdest 48 hours of my life. I have been through some things I never thought I'd go through. But on the flip side, the overwhelming level of community support from my friends, from the broader community, has been mind-blowing from the moment I stepped out of the police station. It took what was an incredibly dehumanizing experience, one that left me upset and numb and terrified, and it made me feel human again. Like tonight, my friend cooked me stir fry, and we just watched Howl's Moving Castle, and we just chatted and talked, and I can't state how important that was. I'm not going anywhere. Um, you know, I love these videos. I love this diary. It's taken a really crazy turn. I look forward to the day I can tell you more about my experience. I Love you all very much. And I did think about the video I was missing while I was in there. I did do my voice training yesterday. It's funny, that is one of the things that when you've got the time for it, it's a great time to do. I haven't done it yet today, but I will make sure to do some training before bed, even if it's just a little, because I do care about that day 83 video. I think that's all for me tonight, frogs. Double length video to make up for it being a whole weekend. Closing messages. Obviously, remember the 5 key lessons, but also fuck ICE, support the hunger strikers, and free Palestine. I love you very much, frogs. I'll talk to you tomorrow.